The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. We begin tonight with an exclusive, a horrific discussion about child sex abuse. A Houston attorney under investigation for sexually abusing her own damn kids. She is in the Harris County Jail with a $500,000 bond. The case involved Harris County and Montgomery County. Another man is a suspect in the case, but his name hasn't been released just yet. The woman is accused of even performing a sex act on her young son. Again, these details are beyond disturbing. We are not releasing the suspect's name to protect the children in this case.
Where do we start unpacking this? We have a mother, and because we want to protect the identity of her children, we're not giving her name out. She's being held in the Harris County Jail right now, $500,000 bond, where she should be after these allegations. She's also an attorney. We've checked the records on that. Your thoughts on what we've seen this mother and how this mother has abused her children with this man identified who is also being investigated in Montgomery County and Harris County as well. Your thoughts on this case?
From what I've been able to see, it looks like she is a longtime attorney that graduated from what many would argue the most prestigious law school in the state of Texas, and had a real career that somehow went sideways. There's some suggestion that she was somehow involved in some sort of polygamous open marriage relationship with the other suspect, and that he was able to manipulate her into doing horrifying, horrible things. But that's not a damn excuse, Isaiah, and I don't know how graphic we want to get. We can't unpack this, but this is sexual assault of two children in the most profane, most graphic ways to create child pornography. And the fact that a member of the bar, although I did look, it appears that she has been suspended from the practice currently, would do these things is absolutely horrifying. But it reminds us that attorneys are just regular people. They're great attorneys. There's awful attorneys. And this is beyond awful. This is, if true, and it sounds like the federal government and the state government worked together to get a mountain of evidence to establish who the victims were and where they were victimized. Isaiah, it's heartbreaking and it's disgusting, and it sounds like some people need to spend the rest of their lives in prison, and these two children are going to need a lot of therapy to just get back to normal.
Absolutely. And obviously this is one of those things, or the stuff we don't want to talk about on television, but to give the viewer the gravity of what we're talking about. We're talking about a grown-ass woman performing oral sex on her son who's under 13. And it doesn't matter what age the child is.
Right.
But she is performing oral sex on her own son. There's video of her daughter doing sexual things as well. It's just mind-blowing. And there's video. They've created videos of all of these, and how it got out was the suspect, the man involved in this case, apparently traded photos, or he was hoping to trade photos with an undercover investigator, and he didn't realize it. And he said at one point, Charles, I am sending you some stuff that could put me in prison.
Right. So when I hear the narrative of abolish prisons or defund the police, this is my obvious rejoinder. There are monsters in this world. There are monsters in this city. There are monsters in this state. And these are the type of people that all of our police energy should be focused on. We should solely be focused on victims and protecting victims. And this is why child pornography should have such a significant consequence. And it's really disgusting. And maybe, we hear about these cults with these Svengali leaders that manipulate the Nexim, all these cults you hear about. And they're often, there's a lot of media attention, but on a grand scale, it can also happen on a small scale. If you had this family of multiple wives and Isaiah, it's disgusting. It's heartbreaking. And at this point, the only justice will be life imprisonment, which is what she's facing and what I imagine the other suspect is facing for these horrible needs. But then you ask yourself, how do you repair these children? Right. And I don't know if it's possible. And it's It's why we need robust victim services. It's why we need robust law enforcement energies and efforts focused on child pornography and pedophiles, because they are the worst of the worst. You can, in a murder case, there are occasions where you can articulate the need to murder someone, whether it's self-defense or defense of a third party, but there's never a justification for these kind of horrible acts or creating this type of pornography. And these are people that, in my opinion, are often unfixable. It's heartbreaking. It's disgusting.
And Charles, in many instances, a mother, a father, that's all children have to turn to
Right.
protect them, to keep them safe. And for her to betray them in this way, exploit them, abuse them, is just mind-blowing for a mother.
Right. And the documents I've seen don't provide the identity of the male actor. Right. But one can presume that he's either the biological figure or someone who is serving in a paternal capacity. Right. One of those things. And so they are looking at both the male and the female that are supposed to protect them from the outside world. They're supposed to protect them from the horrors. And instead, they are the ones engaging in the most horrifying behavior. And they're also teaching those children that that is normal, acceptable behavior. And it's beyond the pale. It's actually, I hated reading it. It's disgusting. It was what I hated the most doing as a law enforcement officer, was these type of investigations. And it's heartbreaking. And if they're guilty, and damn it, it seems like they're not just kind of guilty, but they're very, very guilty. They are the kind of people that we need prisons for, right? We don't need prisons for the Brittany Griners of the world, the drug possessors of the world. We need prisons for the pedophiles, the rapists, and the victimizers. And we need to throw them in there and just throw away the key.
And what we have in court documents, they're saying that they have video, and you see the mother in the video clearly performing in these sex acts along with her children and this man. So that's why you're more than sure we're on to the right. Go ahead.
Right. Not just that. If you read the description, it talks about they went to the home where they believe these incidents occurred and matched things in the home to what were shown on the video. You have this new thing in the world where these CGI experts are creating CGI child pornography. And in many places, it's not illegal. It most certainly should be, because all it does is create this new marketplace. It's not free speech. But it sounds like the federal government went as far as they could to clearly establish that these were actual videos and actual photographs that established actual victimization. They identified the victims. They identified the perpetrators. And now we just need to hope that our criminal justice system works. It sounds like an appropriate bond was set. Hopefully, she won't be able to make it, right? Hopefully her career as a lawyer doesn't provide her with enough capital to get out of jail. And hopefully she'll go from jail to prison and spend the rest of her damn life there.
Yeah, I think the state asked for $250,000 and the judge in arraignment gave her $500,000. So she will be there likely sometime there, Charles. Charles Adams, always good to talk to you. Unfortunately, talking to you in this situation is just disturbing at best. Let's pray for those kids, Charles.
And of course, we know you guys want to know the identity of the woman, the attorney, but we just could not give you that because we had to protect the identity of the children, and we hope you understand. If you suspect a child is being sexually abused, there are places that you can call. We have provided some resources for you. They are on your screen right now. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and the Texas Abuse and Neglect Hotline information is there too. Don't forget, you can also call the authorities in your community. Well, we did reach out to the woman's attorney, but did not get a call back as of yet. And of course, we'll follow up.